we sit down with Crystal Rose, CEO and founder of Sence, and discuss SenseChat, artificial intelligence, and all of the incredible work they are doing at shEOS. So you've been giving some amazing talks these days, especially about SenseChat. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Thank you. My primary goal is to teach everyone their core values. So I love talking about our privacy and self-sovereignty. SenseChat is a decentralized messenger, and I think decentralization has been a big word that's been thrown around a lot. So I talk about decentralization as an ethos and as the base principles rather than the primary goal.
Yeah. I think too, the last time we got to hear you speak, the way that you talk about it makes sense to the masses, and I feel like that's what we need in this community. And it's just really interesting because, to be very honest, I was like, wait a minute, my information and data is going where and what, and I don't know. And I feel like you're doing a great job of telling people exactly what's going on and how it should be.
Thank you.
Which is kind of awesome.
I love telling people about the why of the blockchain rather than the how, because I think it's like, most people will never ever know that by using the internet they're using the TCP/IP protocol. Like, right. What is that? Okay, HTTP, it's that thing I see in my browser, but there's no necessity for understanding the foundational core of the protocols, how they work. But we need to know why we're doing this. Why are we moving every industry onto a new internet? What's the point? And so that's what I like to tell everyone about and the primary thing for me is value and privacy.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, because so many people are just willing to give it away because they get a little bit of something, but not everybody feels that way. So it's really nice to be able to see that you can kind of pick and choose if you want to not really share everything, even if you're not doing anything. Well,
and I think making people aware, because I don't think people are really aware. Like, the average user isn't aware, like, if I click this because I want this, I'm actually doing this, and this.
Right. What you're trading, there's actually always a price. So the number one thing people think is that the internet is free.
Yeah.
And I think more than ever we're realizing that is the biggest fallacy of the entire internet is that it's in fact not free, not a single bit of it. You're always trading something. And usually it's your privacy. So your data is the most valuable thing that's out there. And now we're seeing that we're retargeted for ads. We think like, oh, they're just getting little pennies for showing me a banner. That is 20 years ago when the banner ads were irrelevant, and now all of that data on the back end is so valuable that it's impacting your life, even your credit score.
Yeah, well, even like the other day, I was talking about something about going to a one-year-old birthday party, and within 30 minutes, I was getting ads for like first-year-old birthday party gifts, and I was just like, is my phone listening to me? Is it reading my text messages? But it's definitely out there, and it's kind of almost creepy.
It's definitely reading your messages, so you can have a conversation inside of most of the major messengers, and if they're linked into any network that has retargeting, so Facebook being the largest, you can have a conversation in Facebook Messenger, and you will get retargeted for an ad in Instagram.
And so you are trying to change all this.
We would like for you to have a conversation without being spied on. So there are times when we're consenting. We like being spied on right now, have people listening in, and there are times when we just really need our privacy. So I think it's valid to use all of the networks for the features they have. Instagram is a great network. I love it. I'm on Instagram. I really value my privacy though, and I want to have a conversation on my phone just like having one in person. It's a really basic idea, but it still has yet to exist, so that's why SenseChat was born. There are other conspiracy theories around the data that's being collected as well. So think about Face ID, okay? You let your face be looked at on your phone and be recognized to know that it's you. That's a great feature. Biometric authentication is amazing. I've never tried it on my husband while he's sleeping before, but I'm guessing maybe it's hackable. All of the types of bio-authentication are cool, but if you think about those images, so maybe the privacy policy says that they won't use those for any purpose, they won't share them, they won't sell them, but internally their AI is scanning them. Now if the AI sees that you open your phone and you're happy, and you send a text message that's about a success that you had, or oh my gosh, I was just on Crypto Cafe and this is the best thing ever, the sentiment analysis, I will do. The sentiment analysis might say this is a very happy moment, and it's going to tie that gesture into that feeling. Same thing is if you open your phone and you're really angry, and retail therapy, you start buying some boots, and it sees that every time you're upset, it should retarget you because you're the type of person that does that, or maybe it targets you for an ice cream ad. the sentiment analysis aspect of it means that AI is going to learn our gestures very quickly and be able to understand what our spending habits are, for instance. Now, this is all a thesis, and this is something that
I like it. I don't think conspiracy theory. I think critical thinker.
Critical thinking. This is a thesis. It's a thesis in the AI community, and this is also why the blockchain community is saying, okay, what are the ways in which we can provide an anonymous or pseudo-anonymous alternative and let people have security? So there are wonderful browsers like Brave. There are things that keep you private when you want to be private, and I think choose when you want to be public, choose when you want to share.
Where is Sence in development? Is it ready? Is it almost ready?
SenseChat's in beta right now. We have a very long line of people that have signed up, but you can still sign up on Sence.chat, and we will be releasing in the next couple of weeks. We'll be giving the Sence tokens to everyone. We were originally built on Ethereum. We found the limitations of the network, and when we need to scale an application and also charge no fees, we found that we wanted to build on the EOS network. So we will be transferring our tokens over to the EOS network in an upgrade.
Can you give us a little bit of background on how you got involved with shEOS?
Sure. So shEOS is, we put the she in EOS. It's the female founded, female run, and female rewarded block producer on EOS. It's a node on the network, so if anyone's familiar with mining, you can think of shEOS like a mining company. The difference is on EOS, the resources are used to power the network rather than to create more currency. So it's called delegated proof of stake. shEOS is voted in, and so we are one of the top producers based on consensus of the global community who votes for us, and it has now a couple hundred members around the world who all push forward the project. And the reason is because we decided that if EOS was going to have inflation on the network, we could provide the nodes and take that extra EOS and put it back into the community by providing technology education for women. So that's our main goal. I was involved because we decided to, as a company, Sence decided to understand the network better so that we can build on it. We were on the test nets and we realized anyone can be a producer. Well, if we're going to run our node already, why don't we start block production? And I got involved with these amazing women. We have 15 original founders who are around the world doing all different types of VC backing for the space, founders, funders. So we really are excited to push forward the new protocol, and it did teach us a lot as well.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing, and you guys have like a scholarship as well, correct?
The shEOS Foundation. So the goal is to be able to provide education to as many women and men in tech as we can. So the scholarships go directly to the classrooms. We realize that you can give one university scholarship to a woman in the US or in another developed country, or you can give 100 to girls or women in other places. And we also saw that if we were taking a school level of, let's say, elementary or junior high, we could provide an education for an entire classroom. So we take all the boys and we put at least 50% girls, and we make sure that the education is also for the boys, so that they know that girls are going to be in this ecosystem.
That wraps up our interview with Crystal Rose. Be sure to check back for more interviews from Crypto Invest Summit.